Hey, what's going on, Guardians? TBL here with your weekly vendor reset vid for June 13th, 2017. First things first, at the New Monarchy, this week's roll of the Assembly 2 auto rifle is the classic perfect balance counterbalance roll. You can choose between quick draw, armor piercing rounds, perfect balance, crowd control, and counterbalance, making for an overall fairly stable roll of this crazy bullet hose. About the only thing you could really hope for outside of what it already has is maybe high caliber rounds or extended mags in that first tree. Alright, next up at the Crucible Quartermaster. The 0-Day Dilemma auto rifle this week is actually looking pretty cool. It's coming with Grenadier, crowd control, perfect balance, appended magazine, and persistence, giving you some great stability options between perfect balance and that persistence perk for long range and long running encounters. So that extra stability does it a lot of good there, and crowd control is going to give it some extra utility in PvE where it's going to get that bonus damage after you get a kill. Not a bad choice for auto rifle people out there. After that, we've got the 44 Curtain Call shotgun, and this week's roll comes with crowd control, cascade, life support, quick draw, and rifled barrel. Just overall a lot of really great perk options for a PvE shotgun. Cascade is going to give you that chance at getting your magazine back when you get melee kills, which you will a lot against stuff like Thralls and Acolytes. Crowd control is going to give you bonus damage after a kill. Rifled barrel gives you all the range you need. This week's Curtain Call is just a decent PvE shotty. Alright, and after that, we're moving on over to the Vanguard Quartermaster. First up here, this week's roll of the Parthian shot isn't as good as some of the previous weeks, but it's still worth talking about. It's got the reflex and sure shot sights for bonus aim assist. It's got outlaw, life support, small bore for that extra range and stability, although it will knock your magazine size down a bit, feather mag, and finally counterbalance. So it's going to be a decently stable version of this gun. The Parthian shot already has great base stability, so counterbalance is really going to help you out there. And while hand-laid stock is generally a better stability perk, you're still going to get some benefit from that extra range and stability with small bore, and some nice utility with outlaw giving you the faster reload. Alright, after that we've got the Bone Crusher LMG. This thing is coming with Eye of the Storm, spray and play, counterbalance, hand-laid stock, and rifled barrel, just giving you a ton of options there. Spray and play, of course, is going to give you that faster reload speed when your magazine is empty. Absolutely fantastic on machine guns. Hand-laid stock gives you a big boost to your stability. Rifled barrel, a big boost to your range. I would go with rifled barrel. You don't really need to worry about it lowering the reload speed on this thing, since of course you've got the spray and play perk there picking things up for you. And of course, counterbalance is going to help you stay locked on target by virtually eliminating any of that horizontal swing whenever you're firing. Not bad, but our final stop today is of course going to be at the Future War Cult and the offerings they've got for us this week. First up this week, the Walt is looking at a pretty darn good roll. It's got high caliber rounds, lightweight, small bore, outlaw, and counterbalance. That means you're going to get a nice boost to your stability from small bore and counterbalance, although it's going to knock your magazine size down by just a bit, and you've got the all too coveted high caliber rounds for that flinch factor. This is a pretty great roll for this archetype of pulse rifle, and it's definitely worth a spot in your armory. And then finally, this week's roll of the Warpath is looking like it's going to be a pretty darn good rocket. This bad boy is coming with Field Scout for that extra magazine, snapshot, perfect balance, tripod to hold 3 in the tube, and the tracking perk. Oh man, if that tracking was grenades and horseshoes or cluster bombs, this would be an absolute god roll rocket. But even without, it's still pretty good. With the mixture of Field Scout and tripod, you are going to have tons and tons and tons of rockets to play with, and tracking is still a very good perk for rocket launchers, making this week's Warpath overall a very decent choice for you Guardians out there looking to get your hands on a fantastic rocket launcher. But alright Guardians, that's pretty much it for your weekly vendor recommendation video. There's still a couple of great weapons out there that we didn't cover. The Wormwood this week is like one perk away from being another god roll, but I feel that's a good enough stopping point, and plus I've still got to get back to finishing all of these crazy E3 news videos. So that's going to be it for this one Guardians. Be sure to let us know what you picked up from the Gunsmith down in the comment section below. And make sure to stay tuned right here to Planet Destiny, where we will be having the latest information coming out of E3. But alright, that's it for this one guys. Thanks so much for watching. And as always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.